Mad Max. So we are now talking about the Mad Max movies because we have Furiosa coming out next month, and so I finally get to open up this box set and go through all four of the Mad Max movies. Really excited to talk about them. This first one though is not as great as you know the heights of this franchise. It's not a bad movie. Basically, George Miller was given a very limited budget to make this movie. It was a very minuscule budget. And so this movie really can't reach the heights of some of the action and other things in the movie. I also think that the acting in this movie is really cheesy at certain points. But I think what is really amazing is what they were able to do with this limited budget. Because the actual few action scenes there are, the car chases, all that kind of stuff, are incredible. And they're awesome in this movie. And all that stuff is great. I just think that there are certain points in this movie that get really bogged down by like this romance subplot in the movie with this and the family life and all this stuff. And it's like that's not why you watch a Mad Max movie. And I think that's why this is an Australian movie, uh, and in those areas the movie did okay. But here when it came to states, it was an utter bomb. That's why the second Mad Max movie is just called The Road Warriors because essentially here in the States they thought it would perform better if it wasn't titled as a sequel. And in some ways they were right, but I think this movie's still not a bad movie. I mean, they do so much great world building here. You introduced to a lot of fun, lively characters in this movie. It's a fun movie. It's just not the Mad Max movie that you think of when you think of Mad Max in your head. Like, there's other movies in this franchise that were quite a bit better than this one. It's not a bad movie. I think if you really like the other Mad Max movies and you haven't seen this one for whatever reason, it's 100% worth doing. If you like cheesy, fun, like 70s, 80s action movies, this is definitely a great one of those in its own right, even though it has a few flaws.